Now, let's talk about strategy. It's a grand word, isn't it? But what does it truly mean to have one? Are we simply hoping for the best, like a fellow tossing a coin and a wishing well, or are we carefully laying the bricks for our own grand designs? We're about to set sail on a voyage to understand this very thing with a seasoned navigator, one Richard Rumelt, whose wisdom will be our compass. So, are you ready to chart a course beyond mere dreams and into the realm of real, workable plans? What then is the heart of this whole discussion on good strategy versus bad strategy? Well, imagine you're navigating a ship through a channel full of hidden rocks and tricky currents. That's decision-making for you. A good strategy, my friends, is like a meticulously drawn chart, absolutely vital if you aim to reach your port safe and sound, rather than find your ambitions dashed on the shoals of poor judgment. The insights we'll explore come from a sharp mind in this field, Mr. Rumelt. But tell me, how often have we in our own ventures pushed off from shore with more hope than chart, more enthusiasm than a clear route? So why should we even trouble ourselves with this thing called strategy? Isn't it often just a mess of paperwork, a series of long-winded meetings? I tell you, not by a long shot. A sound strategy is the very thing that separates purposeful, directed action from just wandering about like a lost calf. It's that well-drawn map we spoke of, guiding you on life's tricky journey. Picture yourself heading into the wilderness without a compass. You might get somewhere eventually, but think of the wasted steps, the detours. Strategy is that compass. Now look at your own endeavors. Are you holding a compass or just drifting along? Let's clear the air about what strategy isn't T*. Because mark my words, knowing the counterfeit is as crucial as knowing the genuine article. You've heard the rallying cries, we're going to be number one. Sounds grand like a firework display, but is it a strategy? No, sir, that's ambition, pure and simple, like a captain boasting of new lands before the ship is even built. A true strategy needs more than just a loud voice. It requires a rudder and a plan. What's the use of aiming for the moon if you haven't figured out how to build the rocket? Continuing our look at these strategic mirages. We often find folks getting tangled in buzzwords and fluff. Be wary of grand-sounding phrases like leveraging synergistic opportunities if they don't point to something solid and real. These are the siren songs of bad strategy, beautiful to hear but leading straight to the rocks. And here's another: merely setting goals is not strategy. Goals tell you the destination, the X on the treasure map. Strategy, however, is the clear, thought-out path to that X, especially when the seas get rough. Think of those old sea captains. They didn't just wish for distant shores, they used the stars, their celestial navigation, to plot a course. Now we come to the very heart of the matter, the core of Mr. Rumel's thinking, what he calls the kernel of a good strategy. He boils down all effective strategy into three indispensable parts. You might think of them as the three legs of a sturdy stool. Miss one, and the whole thing tumbles. Master these, and you're well on your way to steering a sound ship, as they say. What might these three vital components be? You wonder? That's the question we're about to explore, piece by piece. The first ingredient in this kernel is a clear-eyed diagnosis. This means looking the situation square in the face and identifying the actual critical challenge or opportunity, not just the symptoms. It's like a good doctor who doesn't just give you a pill for a cough, but finds out what's causing the cough in the first place. A proper diagnosis, you see, simplifies overwhelming complexity by focusing on what's critical. It reminds one of that old saying about the simplest path often being the truest. So are you truly getting to the root of your challenges, or just trimming the leaves? Next in our strategic kernel, we find the guiding policy. Now this isn't a long list of to-dos, rather it's the overall approach. The general path you'll take to tackle the challenge you've diagnosed. Think of it as a general on the battlefield. He lays out the main direction of attack, the overarching philosophy, but doesn't dictate every soldier's every step. This guiding policy is like the North Star for your journey, keeping you headed in the right general direction. It brings to mind the wisdom of Sun Tzu, who emphasized knowing where and how to fight. What's your overarching approach, your guiding star? And the final piece of this strategic puzzle, the third element of the kernel, is coherent actions. These are the specific, feasible, and coordinated steps you take to bring that guiding policy to life. This is where the rubber meets the road, where plans turn into doing. Imagine a fine orchestra. Each musician plays their part, all contributing to a single beautiful piece of music. These actions must be a concerted effort, not a jumble of activities. So I ask you, are your daily efforts all playing the same tune, all moving you towards your defined goal? Now, let's sniff out the signs of a bad strategy, the kind of thing that, as they say, carries the stink of a skunk. One sure sign is what we call fluff and gibberish. This is when you hear a lot of big, empty words, jargon, or abstract concepts that sound mighty impressive but mean precious little in practice. It's like trying to build a castle on a cloud, looks grand from afar, but there's nothing to stand on. Another dead giveaway is a failure to face the challenge. If a strategy doesn't name the beast or how to tame it, it's just whistling in the dark. Are you truly naming your giants? Let's uncover a few more telltale signs of a strategy gone sour. There's mistaking goals for strategy. Just listing your heart's desires and calling it a plan is like drawing a map to buried treasure, but forgetting to mark the trail from here to there. And then we have bad strategic objectives. These are the kind that are impractical, all over the place, or worse, fighting amongst themselves. A real dog's dinner of intentions, as some might put it. It makes one think of that old tale of the Tower of Babel, a grand vision that crumbled for want of clear, unified direction. Are your own objectives sharp, sensible, and singing the same song? It's time for a few kernels of wisdom to chew on. A leader, you see, has a prime duty to create a good strategy. And what does that look like? It's one that honestly acknowledges the challenges being faced and provides an approach to overcoming them. Good strategy isn't about crossing your fingers and hoping for sunshine. It's about facing those challenges head-on with a clear plan. It involves making tough choices, deciding where to put your energy and resources. As that wise Roman, Seneca, once said, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Food for thought, wouldn't you agree? Let's gather a bit more wisdom on this trail. Bad strategy, it's often said, is a way to avoid hard choices. It can be a lot of noise and commotion, sound and fury, signifying nothing much, and it can lead you straight into a ditch. A real strategy isn't just some fancy document gathering dust. It's rigorous thinking and tough choices that shape what you do every single day. It's about how you pit your strength against a weakness, or how you build strength where there was none. Remember young David facing Goliath? He didn't just wish upon a star, he used his unique strength, his sling, against the giant's vulnerability. So, as we draw this discussion to a close, remember the heart of it all, the kernel, that powerful trio of diagnosis, guiding policy, and coherent actions. This is your compass and chart for crafting truly effective strategy. Steer clear of those common pitfalls of bad strategy, and you'll be well on your way to guiding your efforts toward genuine success. You see, strategy, when it's done right, isn't a set of chains, it's a key that unlocks potential. It frees you from the bluster of random chance and empowers you to truly shape your own path. Now I'll leave you with a thought to carry. Will you be an architect of your future, a strategist, or will you be content to merely watch the parade go by?